All right, now this is very good news, something I was not expecting for Prison Architect 2. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and just a couple of days ago, Prison Architect 2 live streamed on the Paradox channel for about an hour and a half of actual gameplay. And after hyping up this game for about a month or so now with all these little snippets that have to do with things like finances and power and how to manage prisoners, in the same style that they did with City Skylines 2, there was a lot of skeptical folks out there, and it looks like they finally dropped a big fat live stream with tons of great content in it and answering a lot of questions from the chat, which is good. I think Paradox as a publisher should now encourage all of its different development teams to do more live streams than these kind of very hyped and very polished media, I guess, updates or like breaking news or whatever on how the game is meant to be played versus actually seeing it played. We've all seen, trailers, announcement trailers, and gameplay trailers, but when a couple of community managers get together, no matter who they are, and actually just play the game, you can really see how a game is played. Like, literally, that's what the point of it is for. So luckily we have ourselves an hour and a half of building all these different features for a prison, multi-stories, and doing things with the catwalks and seeing how prison guards are able to view prisoners below and above in different like cones of vision, and how prisoners will be able to go to canteens and showers and things like that, and what their different needs will be. Comparing the first game to the second game is going to be a very big thing. Prison Architect 1, very good, and I still feel very underrated. I feel like a lot of people played it, but everybody always kind of forgets about it and thinks about other games like, for example, RimWorld, and don't necessarily think about Prison Architect, although they kind of play very similarly in many ways. But anyway, Prison Architect 2 looking real good here on the PDX live stream, and I do think that Paradox live streaming all their games in this kind of gameplay like featurette in the future is a good thing. And we've seen this before with like Hearts of Iron and other games like Victoria and Anno, even though those are from different publishers. Anytime that developers get together to showcase like a little teaser or whatnot, that's cool. But then showing some uncut raw gameplay is a really good determining factor. And what I've seen here from the developers looks good. The initial trailer looked good. Some of the other things that I've seen from the game look good, but I think they need to be great in order to really grab everybody's attention. However, taking this game from a top-down kind of a 1D or 2D, whatever you want to call it, perspective, really just like a bird's eye view with a little bit of an angling to it for the first game into a fully 3D experience, is kind of like taking Roller Coaster Tycoon from Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 and 2 to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. And I think that was a good step forward for the series. But then after that, yeah, we all know what happened. But regardless, I think Prison Architect 2 will be at least a good game. I don't think it'll be better than the original, especially since there's going to be tons of mods and tons of DLC already out for the first game that you're already going to want when the second game comes out. It'll be missing a lot of things, but I think it is a step in the right direction in terms of gameplay. It looks great, but again, I made the kind of joke that the prison kind of looked dull and boring with the different types of like basically red brick or concrete. And true, prison is supposed to look like that as well, but I do want more customization options for other things like rehabilitation and other DLCs that we did see previously. I think there was like a green DLC and more things on mental health or whatnot. For rehabilitation's good, max, super max prisons. I want to see it all the way from just like, small little prisons and almost like jails to, ultra super max prisons. And hopefully that's what we get. All right, well, anyway, I'm going to give a uncut real first look at Prison Architect 2 and let you all see these people chatting it out with the chat and building on their own. I'll be in Boston, by the way, for my birthday and for PAX East, so I'll be trying to see if I could take a look at this game as well over the weekend. So you're probably watching this on Sunday. I'm probably on my way back home, so I'm going to be taking a look at all sorts of different games and all sorts of different publishers and developers, maybe unannounced games, and hopefully demos like this one that I can play myself and give my own feedback when I return. All right, well, let me know what you think of the game down below. Enjoy about a long ride here of about an hour and a half of gameplay, but we'll let them take it away. And I think it's important to show this uncut as well, because honestly, one last thing, I want to see City Skylines 2 come on back through Paradox as well and really step it up and do more raw gameplay like this. They have definitely been doing that, but I think it's a lesson learned now for all Paradox games before they come out. Announce the game, hype it up and show a little bit of information about it, then start playing raw gameplay footage. And that way, if you get a huge amount of negative feedback on something, constructive criticism that's good, then maybe they can delay a game or put extra focus on something before it's released, or say that, hey, we're going to release the game and immediately start focusing on these major things. And that is something that I think will build a lot of trust. Publishers often are just forcing developers to release things. I don't think it's necessarily on the devs, because I feel like the developers want to develop the best game ever possible with what they've got access to, and publishers are all about protecting the shareholder and money and promotion. So anyway, that's it for what I have to say about Prison Architect 2. Let's watch the damn thing and let's see some actual gameplay. Here we go.
Hello. Actually, this is where we're gonna go first. Hello, architects. I hope you're all great. We're here just starting our first live stream with the first looks of Prison Architect 2. I hope you're as excited as we are, and we're gonna show you around in the game. You have me here. Hello. Actually, I hear myself as well from the stream. That's great. But we have me here, Michaela, and we also have Rose.
Hello there, I'm Rose. And I'll be the one playing here today. You might want to
in the game. I'm just gonna take over the control a little bit for a second and from the stream.
Mute yourself.
Mute myself. Mute sides. So I don't hear myself, and that's great. Okay, and you can have the controls back. Yes.
Oh,
okay.
That's better.
That's
I didn't need to hear you twice. You have a lovely voice, but
yeah, technical difficulties. That's just what we want. Yeah, let's go. Let's start off.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us what you built?
Yes. So we have a lovely little starter prison here that I built. The rooms are all empty. If we take a look, we go down the floor. We've got some solitary on the roof. It's very bare bones, which is happy like that. So that's okay. Our cells are a little too empty of physical things, and so are the rest of our rooms. So we're going to outfit our prison, fulfill our contracts over here, and just build, have a good time, and let y'all see the game. So hello to everybody. And what room should we start with first?
That's a great question. I think that we should start with, maybe we start from the top with seat on control, as we see on the left side of the screen with the contracts.
Sure, we'll go build our offices. We have 3 offices set up over here. Let's go with our warden, which of course we're going to give our warden our biggest office.
Of course, they need it.
And I am running here with the warden's edition, so I do have a fancy warden's desk for them.
That's all you want, really.
Yes, we'll unpause. And then they also need a filing cabinet.
Of course.
Of course. Got to keep all that important stuff saved.
All
and
the
I would give them like
documents.
a couch or something for people to sit on, but we don't have those unlocked.
Yeah, maybe we get those later when we can get everything a little bit more fancy.
Yes, so we're building that. And then we're going to hop over to staff, admin, and hire ourselves a warden. We got Ricardo Gilmore.
Ooh.
Who should be arriving on a bus. No, that's a truck with stuff. Oh, there's his bus way down there. Coming down the road.
Nice.
And while that's filling, let's go take a look at our kitchen. So one thing I like here with Prison Architect 2 is the fact that it tells you how many meals an item will help a cook create. So like a cooker can do 25 meals. So if you have under 25 inmates, you only need 1 cooker.
Ooh.
Well, a fridge is for 50 ingredients. So it's pretty much 1 fridge for 2 cookers.
And then what do we need after that? After we build the kitchen, we need staff, right?
Yes, but our kitchen's not complete yet. We got to have somewhere to wash the dishes.
Of course.
I mean, they could go wash them in an inmate's toilet, except no, that's not allowed. But let's give them a sink.
Could be something that you need to know. You need to use, right?
No. And then they also like having a prep surface. Because I don't know if you do any cooking, but it's really nice to have somewhere to like spread out everything and actually do your cooking.
Yeah, on occasion I do cook, and a prepping station is absolutely something that I do need.
So that's our basics. And then let's move to our canteen. Oop.
Workers are just chilling around.
Yes, there's more workers than there are jobs to do while they wait for the trucks to arrive. Oh, there goes a little guy to get something off the truck. I love how the trucks open on the sides. That's just like the smartest way for trucks to have openings. But we have a serving table which holds 30 servings, so basically one serving table for every cooker is how I tend to go with it.
It was 25 meals per cook, and then 30? 35.
So it's 30 meals per cooker, and 25 meals per cooker and 30 meals per serving table.
Nice.
And then we can go with our tables. We have our big standard tables, which we all know from Prison Architect 1, which hold 8 with 2 benches. Or we also have the short tables, which did get added later to Prison Architect 1. And these hold 4 inmates. So we're probably going to do a little mix, but we'll start off with some big tables. We're going to have a little bit of a roomy place.
We want everyone to
have some freedom. We only have 10 cells, so seating for 16 is fine at the moment. And they're going to start filling that in very slowly because we are on speed 1. But that gives us time to come over here and plan out our holding cell, which holding cells only get used if you have more inmates than you have cells, which we can control that. But it's always just a good idea to have one because maybe you're tearing down a cell because you're going to go build something else, or you took away someone's bed because you're going to upgrade the bed to a bunk bed, and they have nowhere to sleep that night, so they can go stay in the holding cell.
Would be very nice to have a holding cell just for that occasion.
It is. It's that little bit of overflow, but all they really need is a toilet and a bench. They're not going to have the best sleep that night.
Probably not, but I mean, if you have a toilet and a bench, you will probably get by, right?
So I did build 2 showers here just for funsies because I wanted to make them a bit of public toilets. So when the inmates are, out and about in free time, they can easily just go to the bathroom without having to walk all the way back to their cell.
Very kind.
And then so a shower really only needs shower heads, but I put the toilets in for convenience.
And as we see, as Rose is building here, we also see on the left with the food for thought, we see the canteen and the kitchen are already filled in with the check marks. But we're missing the cooks. But we don't have any inmates, so do our workers deserve lunch? I don't know.
Our workers just live off of air and good vibes.
Just like we do.
But we're working on the holding in the shower now. And you also see that there's a water notification above our toilet or our sink over here. And then there's the power notifications. This is just to let you know, hey, we're not connected. And I do think they change in size nicely as you scroll in or out. Makes it easy to see they're missing. We do have our water station and power station over here.
And we're also looking at the worker bed of fortune right now. Getting the shower head.
Oh, yeah. He's working.
Yeah.
And they're all carrying their little boxes.
Hard at work. All in a day's work.
But we'll do the plumbing afterwards once we get our cells in because we're going to need toilets in our cells. So just like in Prison Architect 1, the basics of every cell needs is a bed and then our lovely metal toilet, which has a little sink in the top, which in 3D is a lot more visible than it was in 2D. And we could go for the really terrible mattress here, which slightly satisfies comfort need. But we're going to go with the regular bed, which just satisfies comfort need.
I think that's fair.
Because our inmates are human. And they deserve a place off the floor to sleep.
I agree. Totally agree.
At least in the regular cells. We may make a different decision for solitary if we decide to give them
Oh
beds.
yeah, definitely. I feel like these beds look very comfortable. Like,
Oh, you should see
for
the
being
luxury
metal.
beds that we can unlock later.
Yeah. Maybe we will look at those later as well, depending on how far we get today, or we can just see them next time.
One big difference that you may notice if you've played a lot of Prison Architect 1 is that the cells are bigger. So in Prison Architect 1, I don't know if you know, Michaela, the basic cell size is a 2x3. And with the removal of room requirement sizes, you can make it a 1x3.
Ooh.
It's very cramped. Very cramped. But here, the basic room size is a 3x4 because the beds are bigger. They take up a 2x3. So if and then the toilet is a 1x1. And also because they are 3D, they do need to be able to reach everything. So if I wanted to change if I got rid of room requirements, I could make the cell a 3x3 here by putting like the bed like this so they can still reach it. You see the little meeple icons next to the bed? That means an inmate has to be able to reach one of those to be able to get in the bed.
And that's great because you have them around the bed. You see clearly where it is that you can actually put it down to actually have inmates being able to get there.
Correct. So there's no confusion about, oh, can they reach this? Can they not reach this? So like if we want to go put bleachers in our yard, which the yard isn't required to have anything. It can be completely empty if you want. But if you want to put some bleachers in, you can see that they can access it from a pretty wide area around. So I could stack my bleacher like this and they could still reach it.
And that's fantastic. It's a great view of the fence.
Yeah. I mean, if the fence wasn't there, they could see the water, all the pretty lakes.
Yeah.
But I deliberately denied them that. So we're just going to give them a fence. Or a bleacher to look at the rest of the yard. And we're going to come on to enrichment here, which is a whole nother tab because as you see, these are reorganized. Essentials are chairs, beds, showers, benches, desks, things that are considered essential for the running of a prison.
Everything here looks locked, though. So what is it that we need to do in order to get all of these things?
I'll get to that in just a moment. And then we have enrichment here, which satisfies recreation need, exercise. There's other things that give freedom, or reform, reading, having books. People get reformed from reading books, but all we have access to right now is exercise bars. So let's give them some exercise bars to play with.
Nice.
And then we can give them some gym mats to do some yoga. And here, they can do their yoga right in front of the bleachers and get stared at.
Front row seats. That's what everyone wants.
And you notice our staff are like sitting around.
Yeah.
They are either idle. Actually, these guys are all idle. They don't have anything to do at the moment because there's more workers than jobs. But this is also how they'll sit when they've got low energy and they're taking a break and you don't have a staff room.
And that is something we're going to build later as well. Because the staff needs a break room, of course.
But we have to unlock that. Because until then, our staff can just survive sitting in the yard with the inmates. It's fine.
It's fine. Absolutely.
But as to your talking about how do we unlock more items, we're going to hop over here. We're going to go and hire ourselves a cook under staff, workforce, hire one cook. And now that contract is completed. So if we go to administration here, we see our bureaucracy, which this was covered in the Geek Covers tutorial this week. But we have our main ones here, which we have done things like build an office and hire a warden. We get XP and we get cash. And plus we're going to get a new milestone contract here. So if we look here right now, there's no milestones. There's no repeatable contracts. But if we unlock these, now we have a milestone.
Woo!
So we get to 30 staff. We're going to get 500 XP and 1K. Also, new milestone contract would be the next level.
So just repeating and doing missions will grant you XP to
Mhm.
just
Yes.
get more
And
stuff.
it's an extra way to get cash in. Like, consider it as if uh in real life, like, you are completing a grant and the government's giving you bonus money for doing what they asked you to do, essentially. So here's our food for thought that we did. And then we have power and water because we have power station and a water pumping station. So we have 2 more ones here. Intake 5 inmates and unlock any bureaucracy upgrade. We have
Nice.
no repeatables, and we just have our 1 milestone here. But if we go here to bureaucracy, we can unlock, and we can see down here in the bottom left that we have 2 points.
Ooh,
And our next one is only 51 XP away. So as soon as we unlock one of these, we're going to finish this contract and get another 200 XP and get a whole nother point to unlock something else in the bureaucracy.
fantastic. So what do we want to unlock? What do you feel is the best thing to use? Your first.
So
What's that?
in terms of meta, as far as the beta testers and myself have discovered, is you want to go big business first and you want to grab cooking the books. Because you're going to be completing a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of contracts early on. And this will give you more money from the contracts, which gives you more power, more building power, and it just helps you get the ball rolling faster.
More power is great. That's all we want.
After that, I kind of like security because if you get down to, intelligence right here, which has a metal detector. Metal detectors unlock a repeatable. So I think it's 25 times an inmate walks through a metal detector, you finish a repeatable and get more XP.
Well, that's a great tip.
That's a very easy one. You could just put a metal detector on the entrance to the yard, a metal detector at the entrance to the canteen, and you've got extra XP coming in.
Nice. I'm going to put that down in my book for when I'm playing. I need all the tips I can get.
But there's also other choices. Like, let's say you really care that your staff are sitting in the yard. You may want to rush for staff breaks so they can actually have a personal break room that the inmates don't go to. Yeah. So, but we're going to go, I think, big business and cooking the books first off.
Nice. Yeah.
And then if we hop back over here to contracts, main, claim bureaucracy tendencies, we go back, we have a whole nother points.
Woo!
So if we were still going to build our prison, like we hadn't finished building it yet, we would want to grab cheap materials. And we will be grabbing that. But I think at this point, we're going to go ahead and grab security.
Sounds good. And with that, we're also getting the security chief, right?
Yes. And if you notice, by unlocking security and unlocking big business, we now have 2 more here that want us to build an office, hire an accountant, and then let the accountant claim their office. And unlocks new trees. So we're going to come over here to our 2 empty offices.
I
and
see
fill
some
them up.
questions as well in the chat. Someone's been asking, how high can we build?
So currently we can only build on 2 floors. The ground floor and the first floor, which as an American, that still confuses me. To fellow Americans, it's first and second floor. But I know the rest of the world does it differently. So,
and that is now until when?
Get to that. That is under the bureaucracy tree. But we also do have a rooftop access right now. So you can put stuff on this rooftop and your inmates will interact with it. You can actually even build fences on the second rooftop. So see, I can build a fence up here, but I cannot build actual building up there.
But we can
so you could put a yard on the top.
And we could add more after we've unlocked it in the bureaucracy.
Yes.
But right now, we can only build the 2 floors.
Yes. So bureaucracy, it's here under infrastructure, high-rise permit, which lets you build 4 floors plus the roof. And if we want to take a look, you can see this is our building area here. And then all the extra land we can purchase. This is one of the smaller maps. If you watch the short that I created showing off the different maps, but I do like how it's unique in the fact that the starting plot is very long and narrow along the road like this. Which road access is still important, but there's a wide variety. There's much bigger maps than this. Much bigger. But let's go back over here.
Also, in making maps, you can decide if you want more or less trees, or if you want more or less lakes as well. If you want to build your own dream pool prison.
And people asking about performance in chat. I'm actually playing this game through Parsec. If you don't know what Parsec is, I am not in Stockholm. So I am across the world playing this game, which is then being streamed to you from Stockholm.
Yeah.
If that tells you anything. So next up, though, we do need to fill up our offices here. We're going to put in office desks instead of a warden desk, which if you notice one thing, the office desk has a computer on it. And so it actually needs power. A warden's desk does not.
Oh, I didn't actually notice that before. That's something.
So they got teeny tiny little offices. Actually, I'm going to do it a little differently. They're going to be like this. My doors are right there, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So not sitting in front of it directly.
No, they don't get that privilege. Only the warden does.
Yeah.
But they get to easily access their filing cabinet.
Nice.
And while we're doing that, I'm going to go and drop lights everywhere. We have two types of lights to begin with. We have ceiling lights, which are these round little guys. Perfect for small spaces. They also kind of give off interrogation vibes. And then we have our longer strip lights, which we all know we all look absolutely wonderful under those lights.
Of course, yeah, that's the best lighting.
But we're gonna toss some lights in here for.
I feel like it's always at
guards.
dentists that you have those lights as well.
Yes.
Never not been at a dentist office without those lights, but.
Well, part of it is they need to be very bright at the dentist.
Yeah.
Let's
now you can live out your dreams of the fluorescent light. Prison architect too.
We also do have the ground lights, and that is one thing I know personally in Prison Architect 1, I hated auto lights and always turned it off and got annoyed at myself when I forgot to turn it off. There are no auto lights in here, whether that makes you happy or not happy. It is a fact. But you do have two light choices to begin with, and you also have the handy-dandy little ground lights, which we're going to place right there.
Showing where they enter.
Yes.
In case anyone got confused.
All right. So next up, we're going to run power real fast. So we have our utilities. You'll notice there's one extra thing that's not unlocked yet. Small pipes and then fuse boxes. But we're going to start with electricity. We're going to grab our cables. It's very much like Prison Architect 1 in how it works. Now you see they changed color. They're yellow. They're connected. Well, they'll be connected when this is finished. They go from orange to yellow. It makes it very easy. We're not going to run under the stairs, though, because they can't actually go under the stairs. That is something to remember now with 3D. Like, if under the stairs is not accessible, do not try to build something under there, because they might be able to reach it, but probably not.
Probably. Like yesterday when we set everything up, we had 4 workers stuck underneath the stairs.
Yes, I built the stairs, and then I built the fence right here, and they locked themselves inside.
And that's great.
And then I destroyed the fence to let them out, and then I told them to build the fence again, and one of them locked himself inside. But this is where the new doors are handy, because they will walk through uncompleted doors. So I placed the door down, they walked through it. One thing also is you notice outdoor items, outdoor lights do need electricity now. So
was that not the case in Prison Architect?
Nope, they just magically worked.
Ooh, love some magic.
Yes. Boop. All right. So we are now covered down below, and now you're wondering probably how do we get our electricity upstairs?
I do actually. How do we do it?
we click our cable column here, which if you build it out here, it'll actually build like a special column. It creates an item, but I typically find it easier to build it in a wall that's already there, unless I want a special column to be built.
Yeah, that was something that I wasn't prepared for the first time I played the game. And I just had random columns standing everywhere. And I was so confused of what it was until I realized that, oh, it's the cable management.
And then just to finish getting it up, now that it's upstairs, you build it as if that's the start of the power plant. So I just popped upstairs, I place my cable there, and go off of it on either direction.
Nice.
To fill out my cells. Should we put lights in solitary?
Maybe we should. I feel like that would be nice. If I was put in solitary, at least I would want some lights.
Are you sure?
Maybe I just wanted it to be dark at all times. To be like it is in Sweden during winter. I think actually lights would be nice. If I can't talk to anyone else, a light would be very nice.
We'll put it right in front of the door.
Yes.
Make it nice and visible. There you go. So they're going to work on that. And we're going to go run our water pipes, which work basically the same way. And I know there have been some complaints about the fact that you don't actually have to hook up pipes directly to items. And frankly, my own personal view of it is the fact that these pipes are the ones that we see, and they're still little teeny tiny pipes that are just not shown in game because it's not a pipe building game, it's a prison building game. And so there are technically little pipes connecting the sink to the big pipe, but again, that's just my view on it. You could have an entirely different one.
I thought it made sense to have an
Yes.
AoE with the water. But then
Yes.
again,
And you see with the one issue with the pipes is these pipes make it very easy for digging,
Ooh.
which can be problematic. And then to go up, we do the same thing, the pipe column. You really don't want to place it in a doorway, though you can. It'll just delete the door.
Done that before, yes. Guilty as charged.
There we go. I don't even need to go that far. There we go. And I think that's
as now
everything.
we also see that the droplets are still there, but that doesn't mean that it's not working. It means that the pipes are not connected, correct?
Yes, correct. And if you want to go over here to info views, you can easily see just power and water and what they've built, what they haven't built yet. They're working on it. Go, little workers, go!
Go!
Maddie called them Steves. We call
Ooh.
them Steves. They're all Steve. Except they do actually look different now. If we go take a look at some of them. Hello. Oh, you're bald. You lost your hat. Where'd your hat go?
That's not safety. We need safety on this.
That's not OSHA compliance.
Uh-oh. I do like it
yeah.
how it's looking like they're just hammering on the grass.
Yes. The fluffy, fluffy grass.
Yes. The grass it looks like piping on cupcakes, and it makes me a little bit hungry every time I look at it.
Oh, well, it is lunchtime for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little bit after lunchtime, so I should probably be full, but this grass just looks tasty.
It's very fluffy.
It is very fluffy.
But we also notice, we have our notifications up here. 28 objects require water, 11 objects require power. A canteen has no kitchen.
There are a few
because
issues.
Our kitchen is not complete because it doesn't have water.
Ah.
But if we go here, we can make sure it's connected. It should be auto-connected. But I believe because the water wasn't connected yet. But we also have this issue of a room is not secure. And if we come over here and click on our security, we have a lot of not secure.
We have one room that is secure.
Yes. And that's because the barred doors are automatically locked. the regular doors, which I've used a lot of, when the fence gates are not. So we're going to have to go through and click on them all and fix that.
Yes.
Oh, yep. And that's pretty easy. We just click requires key. It's still not secure though, because this side doesn't require a key yet.
Uh-huh.
There we go. Now it's all secure.
The offices we can leave as they are, right?
We
We don't want them to actually need keys there. It's just admin people.
Yes, the admins can have their freedom over there. But we're going to lock these gates because we really don't need inmates. Oh, I did not mean to double click on the door. There we go. If you double click, it will tell you to let you copy and build it somewhere else. Which you see there are other options. I can look at the door. I can tell them to keep it open. Require the key, which we're doing. Store it, sell it, move it, or buy more of them. So lots of options. And you can lock or unlock any door. So if I really wanted to even, I could come over here to our barred door and say it doesn't need a key. But then our holding cell wouldn't work. So
it would just be a fun game of chance. Will they stay in
yes.
there or not?
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. If I had the chance to leave a room, someone wanted to keep me in, I'd probably just try to get out.
True. And we're just going to speed up a little bit and let them finish their pipe laying so we can actually intake some inmates, which it's 7 a.m. I'd say they're going to be finished with their stuff real quick. So we're going to come over here to intake.
Ooh.
Actually, no, first. Hold on. Managements. Permissions. We're going to click staff only. Ooh. We don't want staff coming up here or through our airlock. Or we don't want inmates coming through our airlocks. We only want the staff. Oh, that's staff only. And then this is automatically staff only, which I don't really need to set that as. And then up here. But you notice we have this like handy dandy overlook of our yard.
Ooh.
We would put a patrol down. We don't have them yet. But when we do, we're going to put a patrol along here so our guards can watch from up above.
Nice.
Which is
they can watch the
cool
yoga happening in real life, at real time.
We're going to intake 8 inmates.
Oh, we're
Should
taking
we do a mix?
Medium?
Yes, we're going to take some in an hour at 9 a.m.
Yeah, let's take a mix. I think that sounds fun. See what happens.
All right, we'll do 6 and 2, the classic. And we can tell them to repeat it. But with overfill off, it means they'll only repeat it as long as we have empty cells. And it tells us 8 inmates will make 3.5K.
Nice.
Save changes. See, now they're arriving at 54 minutes. So you guys better hurry and lay all that pipe and and wires.
And the lights. The lights are the most important part.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure the toilets are the most important part.
Nah, I'd say the lights are the most important part.
But yes, people asking in chat, I bought the original Prison Architect back in 2015, right after it left Alpha. Oops, I do that. So I've been playing, and I've got over 1K hours in that one.
Nice.
15 hours. I mean, I played this game in binges. It's how it worked for me. For Prison Architect 1, I would go through for like a week or two and play, 4, 6, 10 hours, depending on if I had work or school. Not school at that point, but work.
We got some inmates.
Yeah, we do. They arrived and I didn't even notice because I was talking to chat. They're being escorted.
They look so cute.
They're like, are we sure about this?
Are we sure? This is like outside. Are you taking us to a cell? It's not indoors?
No, he's like, you don't get to stay on the path.
The path is for people that keep the law.
Well, we don't even have paths to the cell. Oh. And they're heading to the yard. Good for them.
Oh, are they how's the schedule looking for the inmates? What are they doing right now?
That is True. We haven't adjusted it. They have a lot of yard time. We're going to adjust the schedule a bit.
We're gonna do all of the yoga.
So we're going to give them some free time right here in the middle of the day. What you see up here, this would tell you what programs are available at what times, but you don't have any yet. So there's nothing to look at.
So what are the different things you can have in your regime and for during your days? What can the inmates do? Want to go through
So
that?
you can have cell time where they have to stay locked up in their cell. They can have yard time where they have to stay here in the yard. They have shower time where they have to go take a shower, whether the shower's in their cell or it's in a shower room. Then there's meal time where they go eat, sleep, where they're back in their cell to sleep, and free time where they can do whatever they want as long as they're not entering staff areas or areas that are set for a different security level.
And free time is also for later if you unlock in the bureaucracy menu lessons, correct?
Correct.
Nice.
So until they prove otherwise, we're going to give them a lot of free time and yard time. They're just going to be locked up here at the end of the day before bed.
They're having a great time.
So they can go to bed early if they want. I love how they're just like, what mischief can I get into?
Yes. They all look like they're plotting. I saw someone in chat writing that as well. Yes, they all look like they're plotting right now.
They're scoping out the new environment. But if we go hang out over here, you notice they get dropped off in intake. So you can have your inmates dropped off in an entirely different location from all your deliveries now, which is very handy. So
they're all the workers are waiting for.
Yes, they're waiting for a guard. Here comes a guard. We should probably check. We have what, 4 guards?
Oh, 4.
Yeah, we have 4 guards. That's fine.
So yeah,
we
if
just
you
need
lock
to go
the
place our
doors-
security chief so we can actually like do deployments.
Yes.
Because our offices are complete. So let's hire a security chief and an accountant.
Overworked guards. No. They love this. They love to be here.
I will say though that having overworked guards is the #1 cause I've seen prisons fail in both games.
Maybe I should start using staff rooms in my builds.
Well, it's just if you have like 10 guards and you've got 8 jobs for them to do, you're probably going to have a lot of the pop-up jobs fall by the wayside, like escorting inmates in and stuff. But if we look here, we finished one of our first milestones, 200k prison value.
Way. Nice.
So that's nice. And we have 3 more unlocks here. So I'm going to grab intelligence.
What do we do with that?
So we can search inmates. We can look at contraband risks and such. We can also place the metal detector to help us find any contraband.
Ah, that was the metal detector you were talking about. I thought we just wanted that because we wanted to check all of the plotting inmates.
No. I think we're also going to go over here for cheap materials because we're at 8 out of 10 inmates. We're going to need some more cells.
Yes.
So we're going to go for that. And then what do you think? We should go for some well-being.
Yeah.
Let us see their needs.
Yeah. I see a question. Why don't workers have keys? Can you do staff doors?
So there is staff keys here. So with the staff key policy, you can go here and it's in here, which we can't see yet because we haven't unlocked it. And you can choose to have workers have keys or chefs have keys. You get to pick who gets keys, who doesn't. Which is actually more helpful, I feel. And also, as great as staff doors are, they don't actually stop inmates from trying to go through them. But yes, we had so many inmates. There goes a guard.
He's running.
Twilight all of our workers.
He's taking his work very seriously.
Yes, he is. Cool. But we've got those built. We've got cheaper. Oh, we've got ceiling lights just hanging out there. Our inmates are wandering around for free time now. Yes. Yep. And we can do deployments. So I think we're going to put a guard here, put a guard here, and we're always going to have a guard. I don't want to do it up here because this is this whole area they wander through.
Yeah. Maybe put it by the yard. Yeah.
Yes, we'll put one in the yard. Once we can do patrols, it's a little... You have more finesse and control.
So what does that do when we put the guards like that? They just go there and sit around, or?
Yes, they wander through there. They'll open doors. They'll watch for troublemakers. So see, we have a guard assigned here, so we won't get these huge pileups of staff.
Nice. They won't have to run so far to help out.
Yes. Oh, this one's the one. Oh, they've popped over here to open this door. They will respond, and now they're going back to their area. But here's a danger that I talked about not having enough guards, is I just assigned 3 guards. We only have 4 guards. That means if we had 8 inmates show up, only 1 guard would be able to escort them one at a time to their cells.
And that would take a little bit of time.
Yes, so we're going to hire a few more guards because we're going to be expanding the prison.
Nice.
Yes, and there is no contraband, which, if we want to go look here, we can see our contraband risks. What they can steal here: a spoon, a fork, a knife, a spatula.
Spatulas are very dangerous, like everyone knows.
They can steal snacks from the prep surface. Oh. The fridge has snacks. The cooker has snacks. I'm not quite
I feel like the cooker...
The tree has a club. They could steal a club from the tree.
I feel it's a little bit dangerous.
So have trees in your prison at your own risk. And I think that's it right now for contraband. Yes, at least over there. If we come back over here, our offices, clipboards, magazines, books, keys, mobile phones, booze.
Oh, I feel like our admins are taking their job.
Yes, I gotta wonder at our admins, like, on the job, keeping booze in their desk.
Just a little bit.
Oh, so that's what I do. I keep hitting the escape button to exit, and then I end up on the main menu. That's just a habit of me in any game I play. Yes, so we do have another contract. Hire guards. So we want to set ourselves to medium security, but we only have 6 inmates, so we really don't want to do that yet. If we do that, then our 2 minimum security inmates won't have room. We've deployed 3 guards out of 4. We should do another one. Hire a psychologist and build metal detectors. Scan inmates. And this gets us a repeatable. So we're going to go throw some of our money over here at security, and our first object we can buy is a metal detector. I think the kitchen is a good thing to track.
Probably, yes. It's all of those spatulas. We would just want to find all the spatulas before they get back to their cells.
Yes. Then we'll place another one here. And since we're doing that, I might actually want to set it so that our inmates have to channel through the shower into the yard to get to their cell. They can't cut through this area anymore.
Ooh.
So to do that, but we still want to have our guards able to access it. So we're going to build a fence. So you can build a fence straight, or you can build it off square easily. It's much easier to build. In my humble opinion. And we're going to drop our fence gates. And to actually make it so our inmates won't walk through here, because even if it's locked, they'll go stand there like the workers and wait for someone to unlock it. We're going to have to make it a bit of an airlock.
Ooh.
Like you've seen me do.
And now as we build the doors as well, this worker right here will not be stuck inside.
No, they won't be stuck. The doors you can walk through. Like we see our worker, boop-a-doop. They can walk through doors when they're not placed.
And that's
and
honestly great. Or all of my workers would be stuck at all times.
we can also see punishments now, by the way.
Ooh. Yeah,
And we
let's go
can
through that
adjust
a
this.
bit.
So with punishments, there's the ones that have already just been set by Double 11. You can choose lax, and your guards will reflect this in their actions. You can choose lenient, all the way up to extreme, where, you know, they murder someone, they're in solitary confinement for 4 days. When if
Yes.
you go to lax, they murder someone, they're in solitary confinement for 12 hours. And
I mean,
the name of it changes as you choose to do something. So if I say solitary confinement, it's now lenient. If I go for 4 days, it's extreme.
for vandalism.
For vandalism.
If you just ruin our stuff, we will be mad.
Yes. And then it does warn you if you've done it custom and you choose one, it'll be like, it's going to reset everything you just did. We're like, sure.
Yes.
We're just gonna leave it as balanced. There's a wide range you can do here. You can also tell them to search the inmate or the cell. So, like, one thing is if you see someone looting, you probably want to search the inmate because they were just looting.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense, actually.
Or for use of a deadly weapon.
I saw
Search the
someone
inmate and the
ask
cell.
as well, when is the game out? And I see we have our lovely answering Eleanor in the chat as well on May 7th. So stay tuned for May 7th. That's quite soon.
So we have a question asking, can we save and name custom punishment layouts? There is no option to, but that is a wonderful suggestion. And we do have a suggestions page over on our forum. I'm hoping Eleanor can. Yep, Eleanor just dropped that in chat actually over on Twitch.
Nice.
And if you go there and you take a look and see if one of your if your suggestion has already been listed, if so, click the little upvote button because it shows us how much interest there is in a suggestion when we pass them on to the dev team. But let's build some more cells. Well, he just ran down the stairs. He's like, I want my food.
I'm hungry. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, they're making their way over. But while they're doing that, let's go build some more cells. So I could go and individually build each cell again, like I just did. But I'm going to clone it. Oh, I could also go in quick build. And place
There
them
are
this
a
way.
few things that you can do in quick build, but you could also just clone it yourself. If you love your own design more than you love our quick build design, then just go ahead and use that.
And clones can be very big. There is no limits. Which is very nice, because I don't know who in chat remembers the original Prison Architect 1 when we had cloning at the beginning of the game. It was limited to the little tiny square. And so you'd have to clone rooms in pieces.
Oh, yeah. No more of that. Clone everything.
So we're going to place it here. And we're going to leave it this way because this, actually, that does not count as a wall. While our inmates, I shouldn't have done that. Hold on a second. We're going to undo. Don't delete that. Undo is beautiful. We're going to tell them to build this wall first. So when they delete that wall, there's not a whole for our inmates to go running out of.
We want our inmates to actually stay?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So we're gonna have our workers go build. Our workers are building a lot of fence. And you see our inmates had 2 hours to eat. They're all done now. Granted, the time they take to eat does depend on how far they have to walk to get to their food. If you have a massive prison of 700 inmates and only one canteen and they're walking from everywhere to get to it, they might need a little more time.
Just a little bit. But now, as it's quite small, 2 hours should be
Yes.
enough.
Yes, 2 hours is more
Should.
than enough. Most of these were finished in an hour. You can also do things like if you put your yard right next to your canteen and have yard time right before, then all your inmates are in the yard, and then they just have to walk to the canteen.
Thinking ahead. I love that.
Yes.
These are things I'm not thinking about. As someone that didn't play Prison Architect 1 and just started trying out the game myself, I need all of these tricks.
Mm-hmm. Whoop. He's like, he was checking the blueprints. Now he's just idle. Excuse me.
It's looking great. He's just having a good time looking into
Oh,
the fence.
but there we go. That's finished.
Nice.
And now, so let's go back here to construction. Clone. Let's try this again. Oh, this inmate's being searched. They did something.
Uh-oh.
They must have been caught looting. So there we go. Now we can build all of that. And on the same time, we're going to tell it demolition that bit of wall. So we don't risk our inmates getting trapped inside. And if you notice here, we have our pipe going up because it copies utilities.
Wow.
We just have to connect these utilities to our other ones. Which I know that was a much requested feature. So yeah, we're going to...
That's actually great because I usually also forget about water. And that's also something that you can turn off. If you don't want to think about water or electricity, you can actually turn that off, that it's always on magically in the mutators.
Yes, that is one of the many mutators. There's a number of them. One fair warning, though, that they tell you here is turning on these mutators turns off your ability to get achievements. So if achievements are important to you, choose wisely with your mutators.
Yeah, basically. I want all of the achievements, so I don't play with mutators. I'm an achievement hunter myself. But yeah.
Yes, same.
The waterless prisoner in Michaela's prison. Yes.
I actually have all the achievements for Prison Architect 1. That took a while.
Wow. Yeah. That it's an achievement to get that in any game, I'd say.
My goals for that for Prison Architect 2, though I'm not quite there yet. But playing with mutators is rather useful if you just want to test a design.
The maximum number of prisoners. Right now we can have 10, but that's because we have 10 cells. But we're building more, so we can have more.
In terms of number of inmates, I haven't hit a limit total. I've gotten up, I think it was 300 something in my largest prison. The one problem I have had is because this game has been it's still being worked on. Like, this build that we're playing on is not the release. And because of that, some of my oldest prisons that were getting kind of large don't work because they're from a year ago. Because the game has been changed so much in a year.
And that is something we want to just push again. This may come to change. Like, the gameplay that you see right now may change before the game is actually released. So if you have any suggestions, again, just put them in the link. I'm getting Eleanor to work.
All right. So let us go up here. We're going to clone our upper story. And oh yes, here we go. No deaths plus 50 XP. No fighting plus 50 XP. No escapes plus 50 XP. So we're going to clone our upper floor. Drop it right there. And unlike the lower floor, it's not really a security risk. So we're just going to build our walkway over. And we'll probably put another staircase in just to give them more ways in and out. But this works. And you notice our cell doors of unfinished cells stays open. This is these little quality of life improvements from PA1 to PA2 that just makes things much nicer. So yeah, 5 cells have no canteen because these 5 cells here can't reach the canteen because they're outside. Which reminds me real quick, before we get any inmates, we're going to turn that off because otherwise it's going to try and give us inmates to fill these cells, which are not safely secure.
And that was also something that you saw on the upper level as well. The little shoes with the crossover that they can't reach those. That's very useful as well. I tend to also build in front of doors that I don't see because I don't move around my camera. I'm getting into this game. I'm starting to get there. I promise. When we're done with this streaming series, I'll be as much of a pro as Rose is. But all of these
are we
tidbits
sure?
are great. No, definitely not. But I'll try.
You see how they get their little step stools out to build things on the second floor.
The animation.
And now these rooms, well, once they connect the walkway to the existing walkway, these rooms will be accessible.
I love the animations of them working on either the roofs or the walkways across. They're just really cute, like underneath.
Going up on their their little step ladders. Oh, there goes one of our trucks. And it is the middle of the night, so, well, apparently Billy here doesn't care so much about sleeping. We can't see because we don't have our psychologist yet, but he wants a shower.
Can we see why is he in here?
That's his cell. It's bedtime.
No, why is he in prison?
Why is he in prison?
Why is he here?
Billy Brindley is a 70. Wow, he looks pretty good for 74.
I'd say so.
With 2 children, he's serving time in prison for bribery, blackmail, and dealing.
Oh. Yeah.
He's accepting, loyal, pushover, and tough. We don't know connections yet. His record. He has basic education. He served 3%, and his chance of parole is low. Granted, we don't even have a parole room, so.
Yeah. So it might be better later.
Yes.
Or it will be better
as he
later.
served more sentence and had more things. Though, where was our inmate being searched? We have, was it you?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, he has unsatisfied needs because he is looting. He's in cell confinement, so he's not very happy. He didn't get a chance to go shower and stuff. Was punished for looting. Oh, he has a best friend.
Who's the best friend?
Who has an archenemy, but we can't.
Oh,
this is our archenemy.
Oh.
We don't have any connections unlocked yet. That's in bureaucracy.
A few things to unlock.
Which we also need a psychologist to do that. So once we get our cells up and running, we'll go build an office for our psychologist.
Nice. Another thing that we haven't really touched on is the wallpaper and stuff. Because I saw some questions in the Discord previously about, floors and wallpapers and such.
So this Warden's wallpaper is part of the Warden's edition. It is not the basic edition. That's very nice.
Very green, I'd say.
Otherwise, we just have the gray brick, concrete, the cinder blocks, as we call them. And that's what most buildings are built out of to standard. And then you can cover them in red brick, which looks a little nicer. We also just have white paint. Very depressing.
And
but it is a prison.
And that is for now, until we unlock more. We have a few more, as you can see down below.
Yes.
There are a few more, but we haven't unlocked them.
No.
So we're basic.
And then we have floors. So basic, we have concrete, blue carpet, and green carpet. So we can come give our warden
a completely green room.
Yes. And then we give our other guys, which we can also, you can choose whether you see walls or not. And I can also turn room visibility so I lose the glow, or even turn off the words entirely. But yeah, it's looking a little better in there.
Very handy.
Not so great in these offices.
I feel like maybe we should give them a window. Maybe?
We could give them a window. So to start off, we have barred windows. But we could also just give them some framed windows. You know what? Let's not be too extravagant. We'll give them one little window in the middle. There you go.
Just a touch of freedom outside of work.
And then our warden gets 2 windows behind him. No window in the front, though, because no one can watch him without him knowing. Are you guys done with these cells? So I could close this off and bring this inside already, but I wanted them to have the freedom because you see how they're doing stuff through the ground.
Did the electricity get connected?
That's what they're working on right now.
Ah, I'm just too fast.
Oh, but... oops. Yeah, they're still working on it. Busy bees.
Working hard.
I think something... Oh, oops. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry. You can have your door back, and then I need to fix the room. There we go.
So as you see in that menu, you can actually like just change around the different assigned rooms. Maybe you don't want a cell to be a cell anymore. Maybe you want that to be a solitary. So you can just go in, change that real quick, and then you're done.
Correct. And you'll notice there's no dormitories because cells are dormitories. If you go to bureaucracy and unlock shared cells, then you can either put 2 beds in a room, 3 beds, 4 beds, or you can put like 1 bunk bed or 2 bunk beds.
The freedom,
there is a limit of 4 inmates per cell.
The freedom is going to go down a little bit for the inmates then. We can't see that right now with the psychologist not being hired, but they feel like their freedom is not as high as if they would have their own cell, of course.
Correct.
But maybe they can just chill out with their best friend. Maybe that would be...
That is true. And that's where the connections comes in. It's if you're doing shared cells, you really don't want to put 2 arch enemies. Oops, sorry, I hit the mic. You really don't want to put 2 arch enemies in the same cell. You're going to have problems.
What? I would want to be in the same cell with my arch enemy.
And that's where, like, I did have seen people asking, like, well, I like to build large prisons. I don't care so much about the connections and stuff. But if you notice that 1 inmate or 2 inmates who are sharing a cell keep having issues, and you go in and you look and you notice, oh, they're arch enemies. They probably shouldn't be in the same cell. That's Ricardo. Where are inmates?
Keep your enemies closer. I agree with that.
But if we go here to like Joseph Winston, we can click cell transfer and you can see which cells are available. Yes, I choose a specific cell. Whoops. I think because... Oh, because they're not shared cells. I'm being silly here. But if they're shared cells, you can see who's in them. But if I click on the cell, there we go. I see our resident is Winston. And so you can easily click on what inmates are in the shared cells, which we'll look at that later because we're going to unlock shared cells.
Of course.
It's not so important with the single occupancy. Are you guys going to build this fence? Pretty please?
Maybe soon. Do we have a...
Maybe soon.
Oh, we're going to remove the fence on the inside?
Yes. So once they build this fence, we'll remove this one and then we'll put another staircase in to reach the upstairs.
Nice.
So like right now, these cells are... What are you guys doing in here?
Just chilling. Having a good time.
Why I am... They're acting like they're trapped. I am...
It says blocked.
Well, it's blocked because I can't build there.
Ah. Maybe they just don't feel like working.
This one.
Are they
Oh, so this one's in here. There we go.
Yeah. Working on the roof.
They were just all taking a break in there. They finished their work and decided to all sit down on the floor of the cell and take a break.
I mean, that's the best place to be.
And that is a weirdness that occurs when you don't have a staff room. Is they'll just take a break everywhere, and so you'll be like, "What are you guys doing?" Oh, we're done. You don't have a place for us to sit, so we'll just take our rest right here. Thank you. It's probably in their union.
You've ever been so tired you just sit down?
Yes. Can inmates sabotage utilities? Yes, I've watched in a riot as inmates head for the utilities and start banging on them.
You don't want that. I would guess.
No. Oh, we got our line. And I can tell my voice is better, but it's getting a little bit of a strain.
Yeah, I feel like
you don't-
it's a lot better than the last couple of weeks.
Well, what was it? 3 weeks ago, I had no voice at all.
Yeah.
I even had someone comment on the short last week going, "Are you okay? Your voice doesn't sound right."
It's getting better, I promise.
Yes, it is. Oh yeah, we are doing okay. Okay, come on. Let's speed up a little bit. Come on, build this fence. Some of you are going to get yourself locked inside, and that's okay. I do love how they pull out the little blueprints and check them.
It's very cute. All of the little
right.
idle animations and all of the animations of the workers, I could just sit and just look. It's just fun to see expressions of inmates, of the guards. It's just very relaxing. If you don't want to do anything else, you can just look at all the expressions.
Oh, he tried to make an escape over here, it looks like. So it doesn't say that. How did he get over here?
Oh, is that he's wearing handcuffs.
He's minimum security.
Ah.
They wear the blue. Medium wear yellow, which their color got changed from PA1 to PA2. Do. Yes. So yeah, if you did pre-order, I just saw someone say they pre-ordered the Warden's Edition. If you did pre-order the Warden's Edition, this is the wallpaper in the game. This is the desk. You also get access to the new Wardens actually do have they have different traits. They have something that makes them better, that they're better at, but then also something they're worse at. Oh, hello. The driver's carrying something inside. Oh, they're bringing us laundry.
Nice.
Because we don't do our own laundry. We ship it out.
If I could do that at home, I'd be set.
All right, so we're going to go permission staff only to this little area because I would like them to walk around. Actually, you know what? No, we don't. No, we don't. I've rethought this. We're gonna go. Oh.
We needed to put some medium.
So I did the medium just to fulfill that contract.
Ah.
But because we don't actually have a cell block, we just have cells to the open air. It changed everything to medium, so our minimum securities couldn't even walk around.
Oh no.
So I just put that back to shared. But we're actually going to unpause. We're going to demolition this. We're going to leave these gates, and I'm going to put a metal detector here. So the gates are unlocked, but we can always lock them down in the case of like a riot or something.
Nice.
But we also get another metal detector for them to go through.
I know
Yeah,
there's been a question as well I've seen on the Discord page about the UI, if it's possible to hide it or not.
That's something they're working on. I know we've had it in some builds, but it hasn't been the highest priority.
Yes.
At this point in time. Though it is, if something you really want, put it in the suggestions.
That Eleanor is going to put in the chat.
Yes. Because those do get passed on in our regular reports to the dev team and the others who work behind the scenes. And there we go. I just put some lovely grass down. Flooring is actually free. And it's instant, which you may think is a little odd. But it makes a lot of sense for the fact that when you consider you want to put stuff on the roof, do you really want to have to build stairs and a walkway and everything to get to the roof just to like maybe paint it green?
Probably not.
No, or the fact that if we had wallpaper is also instant, because if you wanted to put if they did have to go and put it up, you'd have to put the walkways around the outside of every building on every floor, put walls up.
So there's still a little bit of magic.
Yes, there's a little bit of magic going on. There you go. Oop. Put some red brick over there. Oh, this one's not finished because that's where I had the goof. There we go. Beautiful.
Nice.
We got green roofs to blend in.
They won't know that this is a prison because the roofs are green.
Yes,
everyone knows
exactly.
This. It looks like a golf course.
It's a lovely place. Though I think we have a contract. No, we don't. Yes, we do. Security. Stop the metal. We've scanned 9 inmates because they kept avoiding it and going through. But here's our finances. We don't have valuation yet. But I'd say we're doing okay.
It's going pretty fine, I think I say.
Mm-hmm. Also, you notice we're at 0 out of 7 guards. It means all of our guards are busy. So we probably need a few more guards. Because you want at least 1 or 2 idle at all times with the smaller prisons.
And
as you get larger prisons,
yeah,
you want a larger percentage idle.
We also see the daily income for the prison right now on the bottom there. For the green, we're still making money, which is perfect. That's what we want. Mm-hmm. Just building everything as we go, getting everything working. Oh, they look so happy. They're having a good time.
Yeah, well, all those little, the little 2 people with the plus mark means that they're getting their social need up. They're chatting with their buddies here. You notice, though, that we have 16 out of 20 inmates, and we only have 16 seats here. So we're going to have a little bit of an issue tomorrow when we intake some more inmates. Oh, which this should be a 6-to-2 ratio.
In 15 hours.
Oh, see, they just gave a high five.
Hey!
So let's drop them. We'll do a little short table over here.
The private table.
Yes. With the short benches. Probably could put one more in here. But because they are 3D, though, they don't just walk over the furniture. So you do have to consider leaving walkways and such. They will walk through benches to a degree just for our own sanity. And of course they're walking through blueprints right now because there's not actually a table there.
Yeah.
But that is something to consider now when placing your canteen. You want to see them fight? I'm sure they will at some point. Oh, Richard here is...
We have his arch nemesis. Or who had the arch nemesis?
He has a best friend. I think this was the guy. Best friend, Bernard. Bernard has Winston as an arch enemy. Let's get a... Oh, we do have bureaucracy, so let's grab prisoner connections so we can actually see that.
Yes.
Though medical practice, honestly, would be what I would say was more important. But for the coolness factor, let's go with prisoner connections.
Connections are more important than health.
Yes. And I'm going to go drop an office over here real quick for our psychologist.
I also saw someone asking about some fancy stuff for the inmates.
I did the double walls.
Oh no.
Delete. I love the undo button.
Yes, it's very handy.
There we go.
I saw a question about radios and other enrichment stuff. And yes, there is.
Yes. Currently, all we have unlocked is a radio, which, if we want to, we could place it right here for them to listen to while they're in the canteen. We can unlock common rooms later. We could also give them a radio outside, as long as it has electricity. And there's no weather, so... Oh, there we go. They're doing yoga. And again, we have no break room, so our staff are just chilling here on the bleachers.
We're having a good time watching watching the yoga, watching the inmates in the yard, just having a great time.
So for that, we may come up here to our storage. Maybe not our storage. Down here to our deliveries. And give them some, like, benches against the wall to sit on, maybe. Maybe they'll go there instead.
Hopefully.
Or we have
oh,
Richard here. He's exhausted. He's fallen. We need break rooms.
Yeah, I think we do need break rooms. He's looking a little bit tired there.
He's a little exhausted. And so is Jennifer here.
Oh, she's, very tired.
She is falling asleep on her feet, which, if you really don't like them needing a break, there is a mutator for tireless workers so they don't run out of battery.
Just working all day, all night.
Floor. Yes.
Nice.
You know what? Let's actually give them, like, flooring here.
Ooh.
So it looks complete.
And as you might notice as well, as you go with the camera on specific places in the game, you will hear different noises as well, depending on where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little fun thing that you notice when you're playing.
Ooh. Yes. There we go. Oh, one thing is, let's say I'm up here on the second floor and I want to build down. If you notice, oh, not with this one. I need to go, like, structure. There we go. You see, I can access lower floors by clicking the middle mouse button. So I could build something from down below up top, though I won't be able to see inside because it'll still have a roof.
Nice.
You
don't have too much more time. We have a little bit more time. So if there's something that we want to do with wrapping everything up with the build, and then we're going to come into some other tidbits before.
I'm trying to speed through so we can get this office and at least see connections.
Yes.
Which would be useful.
Did we hire the psychologist?
Not yet, because they don't have an office yet. Their office is presently being constructed. Oh, but then they're going to need some electricity. Boop.
Nice.
There you go. And let's go hire a psychologist. New staff hired. They're arriving. Uh-oh. What do you mean insufficient offices? Oh, because their desk isn't in there yet. Oh, well. They'll figure it out. By the time they get here on the bus, they'll probably have a office.
Probably. Or they'll just stand around.
Oh, there we go. Now they're using the benches and deliveries.
Oh, nice.
That's where they prefer to hang out. Now we just have the guards in here hanging out. That's fine. We can let the guards hang out there. I just didn't want the workers hanging out there. Oh, and there's our accountant taking a break with the workers. Well, Father's just like, yeah, we're chatting.
I mean, he just needs to have a relationship with the workers. You know, know all of them by name.
Yep. And see, our bonus has increased to 65 because we have more inmates. So no deaths, no fights, no escapes. It scales. There we go. Growing business. A staff count of 30. But if we go, nope, we haven't. Yeah, 21 out of 25 inmates scanned. We're almost there with that one. And it should go faster now that we have metal detectors on every spot.
Everywhere.
Yes. And so hopefully we have a stopgap to stop them from getting to the yard with any of the metal from the canteen or the kitchen. But even if that, they'll have a harder time getting into their cell to hide it.
Hopefully.
Our tree is still a bit of a contraband. But that's just
gonna be a little bit fun. Who knows?
Oh, so we've got Everett here. Here's his connections. A lot of acquaintances. Because he's met everybody. Very talkative fellow, I guess. He's a little bit of a coward. We can see his needs. He really needs a shower. He's up at 2 a.m. because he wants a shower. Blake too. They're like, we've had enough sleep. Oh, no, Blake's like, never mind.
I'll go to bed. It's fine. I don't need a shower.
And that is something, since we have them in the yard at the end of the day, we might be better off having them do shower instead of lockout, now that we're seeing their needs. Oh,
They
instead
do
of doing
shower in the morning though. But
that is
maybe-
true.
Maybe they do need one more since they have all that rec and free time.
Yes. And they do spend a lot of their free time outside because we don't have common rooms or programs yet or anything. So I may change this to like shower, and then they go to their yard, to their cell. Which if we had a shower in every cell, they would shower during cell time and it wouldn't be an issue. But we don't.
Put arch enemies in the same cell. That
So
might
yeah,
be
like,
for
he's very frustrated.
for future streams. Who knows?
Oh, look, he has 2 close friends.
That's so
Bernard.
cute.
Oh, Matthew.
Oh,
There we
no.
go. Matthew has an enemy of Gerber, his arch enemy.
Negative
Gerber's mate who's-
77 as well. That's quite a lot. They're not liking each other at all.
No, they hung out together 13 hours ago and decided they were arch enemies. These prisoners are a conflict risk.
I mean, sometimes you just know that you don't like
Oh,
someone,
there they
and
go.
that's okay.
There we go. They're going to shower. They've got the toilet. And they are splitting up fairly well between them. Oh, and to anyone worried, yes, they do take off their clothes to shower. That's one big question I've seen is there really nudity in this game? I mean, as much as you can consider our little flour sack boys people shaped, then yes. Let's give them some privacy. Has there been any? We can have a little fight.
There's not enough space for upcoming intake.
That just means that it'll cancel because we have it here for 8 to come in. We only have 4 slots open. So it warns us, but because I have overfill off, it's not going to send more than 4.
Nice.
But there we go. We've scanned metal detectors. And so now we have a repeatable. So every 100 scans of an inmate with metal detector, we get another 300 XP and 600 cash, which that's a very passive way to keep getting XP coming in.
Very nice.
Meals served is also a good one.
That I think that's gonna take a little bit longer to get all of the meals out too. I mean, it depends also on how often you feed your inmates.
We feed them twice a day. There's 16, there'll be 20 inmates, so that'll be 40 a day. So it'll take like 6 days.
Yeah, a week approximately.
No, wait,
in game,
8,
not real
9,
life.
10. More like 10, 11 days, like 2 weeks. What am I thinking? I can't math on stream. Mathing on stream is like the hardest thing ever.
Yes, I do agree with that.
So real quick, what should we take next in preparation
Ooh.
for our next stream? Should we go for shared cells?
I think we should go for shared cells.
All right, we'll go for shared cells.
Absolutely.
We have one more. Maybe we should get a staff room.
Probably. I mean, our workers are working really hard. I feel like staff breaks. Yes, let's do it.
Yes, we can't
They
have them
deserve
keep
it.
falling asleep.
No.
Though we could also come here for infrastructure and unlock our foreman.
We
And go
could.
for like speed build. But we haven't. I think we're okay with that actually.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm okay.
let's
I'm
get
okay with
staff
not having.
rooms.
Yeah.
Let's get a staff room, which that did give us another main contract. And another one, place 4 beds in a single cell. So we're gonna have to build a large cell for 4 beds.
Nice.
Because we obviously cannot fit 4 beds in here. And in terms of new objects, we have bunk beds. We also can go give our warden a couch.
Yes. The leather chair. It looks
He's
really
talking to
comfortable.
somebody.
Oh.
He can have a water cooler for himself too.
It's a very
Oh.
nice office, actually.
Mhm. We do also have vending machines, and this is one item that inmates can use to spend their money on. And one thing that's cool about the water cooler is it does slightly satisfy hunger needs. So we can put a water cooler out here. And if they're getting a little peckish, they'll go get some water. Which can be useful for perhaps an inmate was kicking off and didn't eat all his food, and he's a little peckish.
Also something that I had an issue with starting off. My inmates were very hungry because I didn't really know how to manage the management and the regime and when to let them actually go and eat.
Yes.
But there's a
also
lot of nice ways, like tutorials and stuff in this if you're not used to this game.
Yes. If you play the career mode, it starts off as a very, I would say, mild tutorial. Like, as I said, I've had over 1K hours in PA1, and I still had fun playing it. It wasn't a hand-holding tutorial. It was you're building, here's your job, build cells, and you can read all the tooltips if you need to, but if you don't need to, you don't need to.
Yeah.
I'm removing this and making this one shower because I noticed that they were all preferring this shower and not both showers. So, also, someone left the water running.
Uh-oh.
Shame on them. Don't they realize we're supposed to be a green prison here?
It's a shame, actually.
So there's our staff room, which is new. We'll build that next time because we've got, 4 minutes?
Yes. And
now I'm going to connect these two. Boom. So now we have one giant shower.
yay!
Which they should be better about using now. And not clumping up on each other. And they're all sitting here. And they're... Oh,
The food looks very yummy.
I mean, they eat the same food every day. It's like bangers and mash. I'm pretty sure. Because the Double 11 is a British company. It looks like bangers and mash with maybe some peas. I'm not sure what the orange is.
Maybe that's orange chicken.
Maybe with the bangers and mash.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting combination. But it is British food. So.
It's probably beans, I would say. But
They're too large to be beans, though. Like, considering the size of the other food.
Yeah.
Yeah, bangers and mash with mushy peas, but maybe the other one's like candied corn or something.
Ooh, yeah, it could be.
No fork. No, they eat with their hands, which is someone who is not not a dev. I do find it funny though that if we go look at good lord, I'm blanking our contraband risks. Oh, infamy. Oh, one of our inmates is actually infamous.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Tucker here. He's got connections with everybody. And he's got Gerber as a rival. Wow, Tucker. What did he do? He's only got 6 more days. Tucker May, who is a 64-year-old male with no family, he's serving time in prison for vandalism, and he's infamous. What did he do? Destructive loyal, and he's a first aider.
He's just having a good time. He's just vibing.
I mean, he made Gerber his arch enemy as soon as he got in the prison.
He's like, yeah, no.
I'm gonna guess he spent his whole life, and now he's suddenly in prison. He's like, okay, I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm gonna have an arch enemy. I'm gonna have a bunch of friends. I'm just gonna live it up for 6 days. Which is supposed to be equivalent to about 6 years. Because a day is about a year, if you want to view it that way.
That's actually a good debate.
Wow. Oh.
But yes, we are getting into the last minutes. I think we're going to stop here until the next stream. That's going to be in 2 weeks' time, which is on, I just need my cheat sheet here to see what day that is, on April 4th. Yes.
Which will be the same time for Europeans. But if you're an American, it's actually an hour earlier.
Ooh.
Which is 7 a.m. Eastern time.
We might be looking at the streaming schedule to see if there's another time, but for now,
yes.
For now, this is the next time you have to look forward to seeing us streaming the game again. And what else do we have that's coming up? We have Discord live stages happening next week on the 27th of May in the Discord, the fan run Discord at 4:16 CET or 4 p.m. CET. I'm hoping that we're gonna have a lot of links and
which
stuff.
is 11 a.m. For Americans on the East Coast, 11 a.m. I had a total blank there. I think I was just sitting there at him doing yoga, and I was like started to enter like a yoga brain.
And lastly, we also have a few giveaways. If you are checking out our Twitter and Facebook pages, just tune in there and see what you can win. We're doing weekly giveaways of Prison Architect 1 until the release of Prison Architect 2. Yes, Eleanor is working hard with getting all of the links for everything that we've said later into the chat, so really appreciate that. Yeah, do you have any last words for this time?
Nope. I don't think so. Though next time we will be checking out shared cells. So if you're curious on how that goes,
then we'll see you then. Yeah, tune in then. And yeah, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
bye.